Hello, hello. And here we are on this window and time frame of the space and time in the Tech Globe Map channel. I will move to the Tech Globe Atlas channel when each entity has already spotted its own entity map. Uh, Brand of its industry. You're a brand of this industry. Some locations around the world. So the government, your platform, that's your mapping with the money of the taxes and the working people of the government and its citizens that have money from government that are reporting. Are we here to have moderation or to promote freedom of expression and democracy? Well, of course, both. It's like enjoying the cold weather and a cup of hot tea and how warm it feels. Here in the fourth week of this month, which is the last the last days, which is are part of the fifth week, uh, are part of a transition. So I'm looking there at the board. We have for the every fourth week of every month is dedicated to space, scenario, environment. What is that there? Well, framework, you know, the frame work, how it works in that space, right? With all those, like, it's a body itself. If you really think about it, you can have a tree or that has a space of its own. But you have also scenario. You have a body that can walk through places and has space that can be portal. So you see, we are all portals. We are portals of loop that interloop through generations. A copy of the last generation. And we have this momentum in life that's an implosion of biology on this planet Earth. So the word of the week is momentum, right? If you need a psychic, go and pay for a psychic. Yeah. Well, I can tell you, if you want a psychic out of me, if it is that you're going to pay emotionally, psychologically, physically, with sweat, and to woman with pain giving birth naturally. So we can also give birth through divine rage. We have so much to decode the meaning of life when we enjoy our sweat with one another and our divine rage. When it's unconscious, it's hatefulness because it's been suppressed. We can decompress, we can relieve as you want to believe in the Old Testament and the newest, that's 2000 years ago, which is old, it's very old, needs an update. Let's continue with the building of this momentum for the moment to moment testament that we are building in here. All right? You're going to pay. You are going to pay. You're going to pay a percentage for the universal with all those around the world. And those who have, bring it on. You want to be the owners of the world and delete the meaning of everything when we have so much meanings to look for and create together anew without having to erase history and every culture. All right? Because it's fun. It's fun to dive into the many seeds we have for a garden and the beauty of this nature this planet has. So momentum exchange, electrodynamic reboost, studying words, momentum, space, restricted, Hartree-Fock, Rothen, momentum, transport, hypothesis, well, momentum, wheel assembly. So we have here the synonymous. Can I bring this one out? Right. Would be nice. It's just what it is. Not working as I wish, but well, the tab is not coming down. Okay, look. So we have, there you see it, right? Those are the synonymous above and below. Below is heavier and lighter is above. Positive or easier, more force and gravity. Below all the words, all the meanings, and throughout the multiverse as well. I would love to start with the multiverse as you pay. The new candle is dying, so by the time I put this one, just I was thinking it would take longer, right? Like when it starts to just having a little fun here. About the momentum that was left for us. Still, it's just beautiful when it's the last burning there, the last flame. Ready for the next one. You could arrange it, but sometimes it just goes to the side. You forget about it. It's the other ones as well. Funny. It's always the same. Just stick it there. There you go. There we'll have a momentum for this candles generation. We're aligned with the airport of Heathrow in London. How are you? Did you plant any seeds? Yeah. Seeds of meaning. Well, these ones are going to be next. I wish they grow tall and high to make the neighbors happy and the neighborhood. What do you say? In Venezuela, they read the wax of the candle and they see meanings out of it. So this one looks very introverted, or they will say, stuck, is stuck, is stuck. And when it opens the candle, they read meanings and things. So well, at least it's not of the expensive candles that you turn it on and all the wax flows away like if it's no tomorrow. It's interesting to hear your voice. All right. So, yeah, let's go back to trust. Synonymous. Thrust, not trust. Thrust. Take the momentum. That momentum for me is like when you break through in the dance floor and that's it. All those movements that are already part of your body, they flow by themselves. Like when you're writing as well. I recommend the breakthrough, they call it. It's um thrust, propulsion, strength, energy, push, drive, power below, drive and power below, and force a bit above, which is also vitality. Vitality and force come both from the meaning of beta. Beta, vitamins, the god Vita of vitality. Life force. It's interesting because it's like all you have to do to maintain this body so it keeps it's alive, just to keep it alive. Yeah, we have so much that we don't agree upon. There are so many disassociations where people can continue to steal and thief and have properties they do not really own, as they are taking over with belief systems of beliefs that are being taking over from ignorance instead of enhancing human consciousness with a sense of property. Now, we have some issues as today is the 18th of February of the year 2026, Wednesday. The news. So, what's this going to happen? You want your political party to love you on the generation of multimedia. I have already told you that if the leaders of the world are not cooperating to rule for the next 10 years equally, unless they are criminals and they have to be brought down only because they are criminals. So if it has been found out, they have play against the law. Mm? So one of the games of thieves is like, well, if you get me, and then I will go to jail, but you will have to get me. Catch me if you can. Toot. So what are you going to do to catch a thief? Call the police? Have a lawyer? Have your own trapdoor? There are so many ways. It takes a village sometimes, don't you think? Sometimes you can confess and play pity play because you were induced to make believe from childhood, but you didn't know they were doing that. You thought it was normal, but not really like that for that. You didn't know what was behind that door. What would happen if Eric Kirk supports Camden Zones? Nick Fuentes. I'm talking about United States as a country, so I'm sorry, David Ickle. This is a young generation. Wouldn't you love to support others? I know every man that comes as the Messias would love to support himself. Sorry, there is no Jesus return as a Messias that will support himself as men do. Because it's what I said. That's the word of God. That's okay for one who was borrowed by other people's learnings. We all have some studies. And we love to bath in the wisdom of others. We're surrounded by people we don't really like to talk with, for example. Love to admire through the first generation of multimedia all those openings simultaneously around the world against the corrupted nations. There's so much corruption in India. There's so much poverty. There is so much lack of attention towards trying to make something better for the wealth to get to through all the lands, through all the possibilities around the world. And that is the power and propulsion that we're here for. We will be able to jump together into Tech Globe Atlas and relieve me of this pain in the shoulders. Because we have built the gateway from Earth to the celestial realms, not as first settlers that are entering into outer space, because we will have so much to worry out there and study and be bright and focus and not carry traumas to the future. Not to exploit the world and others. Because this is your last judgment. This is your last judgment. They have maybe, they have maybe, I can assure you, but maybe, because I will need the evidence to prove that. Some of the Epstein files have been made up, all right? For example, the email of Elon Musk. Just think about it. Since when did Elon Musk started writing with incline slash? Study that pattern. Never. So sometimes we're silent to belong because there is so much deceive within those corridors of power, which are not the absolute power. The absolute power has so much money, they could never count it. They will never let you know where they are, who they are really, to protect themselves from those who commit crimes. Could be one in their family, could be those that work for you, and it's uncontrollable once he's so taken by people's desire to blackmail others and bring down if some strings are pulled in the multimedia and in the law system. Think wisely. Think how people would send some information first by parts and put it doesn't matter if you rule or your friends rule. There will always be somebody who can take over that place and do it better. Yeah. So we need to trust in authority, and the humanity is moving towards positivity. What is good? So we enter into this systematic liberation. Yeah. After this breakthrough. So we have a timeline when these people are put in jail. It can be house arrest because just me. When is the public going to be satisfied when they are giving a reason to be better themselves and look at their work and their creativity and their silence and move beyond judgment because they trust that this generation has fought for what we have now without mercy to be better. So we also need to inspire the future generation to be better lovers and be satisfied. What is the problem with having insatisfaction? It's those who have that problem. I've been questioning that for years, because I love people that are addicted, and I'm addicted to them because we are in a state of between life and death, between worlds. So people who meditate as well, but there are meditations that are hardcore and wild, and sometimes when they're too straight, it's like they're still corrupted by the system of meditation itself because they have to be international therapists or they were doctors and they do have an aim to reach goodness in the world and transformation. So this is also a trap of the mind. It needs to be wilder into the unknown. But once you're set up in that momentum, that's it. That's all you got, babes. That's all you are. That's how you're gonna die in the next decades, years. That's it. Nothing more than that. It doesn't matter if you live from babies, blood, and placentas. A few more decades. That's all you are. That's all you did. Nothing new. Nothing very much to compliment us to say, oh, yes, yes. Just went through so many momentums. So we need that systematic liberation. Osho always talked about change before he died. He made us change from places. We used to sit in the same place. I always sit next to the van in the back so I could lay down and relax. And I would have front seat 2 times a week. Um, be also in the back. So I'm just sitting straight and watching the whole thing. And change is part of rebirth and creating a new life, creating more beyond yourself. So, what is a constitution when it's just writing in a book, but it has not really taken that momentum? How do you feel when you go out to work and anything you say is like nothing? It's not good enough. You have the evidence, but it's not good enough. It's not like you could believe the government that this is it after 20 years and political parties fighting each other. Hillary Clinton, very nice discourse and speech in your interviews. It would be nice you speak without a political party and confess. I've been having nightmares after nightmares. I wish not to click on the themes. So there is a healing about abuse, and there is healing, collective healing, especially on the free world, for what is too much freedom, and gaslight. Let's keep it nice. This is very Christian. Keep calm, carry on. Yeah, be good. Good. Heaven and hell are separated. So you're not allowed to be too happy either, or you will look like crazy. You have to be serious, respectful, follow the rules. So you take care from the fools to belong. Mm? Work for free or manipulate others so they work for it for free. So how much is that you're getting for manipulating others or thinking that you really are? I will welcome you to build realities and see how beautiful humanity is when they build their own realities with the percentage where they will find a point that they also want to travel throughout the solar galaxy, get to study more, maybe their descendants, and get more credit, get into some sort of universal coin. If they did a mansion into a village, perhaps acquire a universal passport where peace is starting to dominate the domains of the earth. Not United States of America, not any office of war, Department of War. Go back to your department, please, and clean your hands. I want to know the leaders of the world who are not complying in the mop. Um, Thank you to Richard Roots from his talks on the Year of the Horse. It's very inspiring, beautiful. So he was talking of the white horse and the legend of Kalki, the avatar of god Vishu from the Hindu gods, carrying a sword of fire. I asked Gemini, IG, Google, uh, asking for other mythologies with a white horse and a sword of fire. And it says Jesus was coming with a white horse and a sharp sword coming out of his mouth, yet it was in his eyes. Thought his eyes are a flame of fire. Fighting against the nations. And Medusa from Greek mythology with Pegasus out of the hand, coming with the white horse is depicted as a white horse, Pegasus, and its sister is brother horse, a sword that's depicted golden and sometimes as fire as well. So I was reading everybody's comment. It's like, yeah, yeah. Horses are meek also. They're meek. It's like, why do you want to calm down the fire? Oh, that you have the reins, the horse. So, well, it's, it's talking about, it's talking about stories and stories and stories and stories. And what is it we're doing that as beings of transcendence? My mother has a few months or years. And my teenagers are growing. I will never recover the time taken away from us. When they're adults, they would like to have their own life. I won't be able to be as bright as what their generation is bringing. There will have been new problems unless we have rearranged so it doesn't happen. We might be able to support them instead of fighting against the new generation. Has it ever been in history one generation fighting against the older generation with a white horse and a sword of fire in your eyes. This something to carry in your heart for lovers as well, friends, best friends, as families, wild friends. To enjoy life between heat and cold, pleasure and suffering, from craving to fulfill desire, and completeness out of the simplicity of life, from having had so much gratefulness. To feel complete is the best word for me. To feel complete. And when one feels incomplete, it drives us to new frontiers. The state of completeness doesn't last too long, right? Or it would be a bit boring, do you think? Mm. So you have your system, you have your own mapping with your own when cars like to do factories of cars. There is the mapping of the how the electrical system, and there is a map of how the power of energy is moving. So we will have industries fighting other industries because they live from oil, but as they transform their ideology, because it's one idea. It is one idea. It is one idea against the other. All right. Mm, yeah, should do that. All right. So when each continent is doing their own cars, we don't need to poison the oceans and the seas by carrying so much toxicity there, right? With these boats of petrol. And we can provide jobs to people on their own continents as well. So as good the tariffs are for US, it's good for Africa and South America to create their own green cars. Um, Understand the beauty and danger of not caring of the planet Earth. Is it seems like unavoidable that you can't reach people because their stupidity is more important. What you have and think to have is your idea, and your system of belief around power can only be in that way. You can have infinite power as well. I'm talking to the guys who have infinite power from the patrol, and they have succeed after marketing and giving credit to people for so many generations. To trust for those who aim to have infinite power throughout their people as well, to generate this energy throughout other methods that take power to other dimensions, and people will still pay for it and care for it. So if you're afraid that they can take over it, it's because you have taken over it. Yeah, it's understandable. You don't need to be a psychic. Mm. Should we do something dramatic so we'll remember forever? A momentum, become martyrs, do something brutal. I mean, mm, reach enlightenment, state of peacefulness. In Christianity, there is nothing but Jesus consciousness. So to enter the kingdom of heaven through Jesus, and then you can return back because you forgot to play. So you will have to enter through me as well. If you want to stay that playfulness, you will let go from manipulations. You will let go from believing that you and I are one and that you have entered my mind. Because you need to believe that you are in control. You're afraid of letting go. All those blocks that you want from the other to break through are your own blocks. And you want that materialization to happen. Why are you not letting it happen? What happened? It has already happened. There's no way back. What has happened around the world is a realization. It doesn't matter that the president of China, Jinping, doesn't honor, as we wish, the prime minister of UK and goes to visit, welcome him there in the entrance of the airplane. Our politicians are not being honored thanks to multimedia. Um, they don't honor each other right now because they need to take over. So we will need to agree on seeing the world universally. You still want to be a source of power. You can you cannot change that some people don't know how to administrate, and they have a lot of willingness to learn to administrate and create their needs in their own systematic design by love and hope and trust. What would happen if Erica Kirk confesses the truth and supports Scandin zones and the followers of Turning Point? And people are compelled by both of them talking about it, and also the group of they have an answer as well to see the money of the government going through clarity, transparency. It is not Doge or crypto money. These people are also selfish. Any man you put there will just have a dick following their dick. You know, it has to be for me. Yes. On this stage, we need more women to think about taking care of the citizens as their children. This is not a moment to have a dick fight. Who is going to win over? Who's going to take it? Who's going to get first? All right. When I'm going to finish first, I want to finish. So all this between man and woman has to come to consciousness. It comes to consciousness throughout changing the dynamics. Because it's like, okay, you want the truth? Here's the truth. It hurts to see that people are capable of doing such things and agree. I was very lucky to have a mother that was beautiful and was the owner of her own job and had many lives in one and was loved and had many friends. She never really talked about it or show it off because she was supported by many men. There were times of celebration, a lot of movement, beautiful music, parties as well. All right, so that's it. I forgot the name of this girl. She does her makeup, tells stories of horror from history based on reality. She was crying before yesterday. God, I have written her name, but I don't know where. Somewhere. What are we gonna do? This is what we're doing. For many years, we've been trying to convince the world, influencers, leaders of the world, that freedom of expression is thanks to democracy, and the people have a right to vote and know the truth of their energy field, and that not everyone in the elite is evil. There are new generations who always will believe to do better according to the needs of their generation and have more energy to think, more fresh to think for the next generation, for what is happening right now, moment to moment. As the leading heads want to go farther and faster to own more, they're forgetting the essential needs of the world. So people have fantasies and people invest in what they think is going to be the yeah, we're going to invest all our lives for artificial intelligence. We're just going to invest work like robots so we go to outer space and our children have a good education and have society believe they're finding truths we gave to them little by little as we cross over new frontiers and new problems where we need more genius and talented people, people with hope, people that have empathy to find the solutions for the world problem as one problem itself that results to have a solution when you see the whole problem. Mm? You see that that's the solution when you see the whole problem. When you are too selfish, you can't. You might need somebody there to give you a hand. There you have people fishing for stories to keep above posting. That was the stories of the past. It's not how it works to make it happen. The influencers of the world will make it happen. Not because of who is famous. It's not gonna be about that. Famous people, important people, people of power and of importance will always exist. We need those central to go to the source. When you have a source that's being coded corruptedly, you will still think that something's going to happen for you, and it never does. You will be doing the same, thinking what you do is good in your entertainment, entertaining others. I have not come here for entertainment. Okay, it's 8 o'clock here. Don't make a fool out of yourself. It is okay to start the story and to finish the story at the same time, knowing where it ended to start. There are people waiting. There are many loops and momentums waiting to finish their cycle. There are cycles of misery. There are cycles of misunderstanding. There are cycles where abundance doesn't reach, abundance of the heart, abundance of the willing. That this is a liberation to have complete rampage throughout all the systems. And you will also feel the love through it, not just money and retribution, because you are returning the credit. You are paying back the credit. This is not something you're going to have as a retribution. Hmm? You are going to return. You are going to recognize and return back. And this is where you get more. Because if somebody doesn't tell you to stop creating slaves and making your country poor, or if somebody doesn't come and gives you a job for your people, but if somebody doesn't come and make your roads to go on the right and have lights and so on, so far, laws that are human to a higher state of humanity, what is it that you're giving back as retribution? So you have more. You have to complete a cycle of understanding what the fuck is all this about. If you don't want to be known by the technological system, go to another country, change your name, marry somebody, have other names, have other systems. Who gives a fuck who you are in internet or through the technological giants that you have in US? This world is endless of multiple possibilities. Once you go beyond the fears of being got for whom you are or think to be, you will love more and feel complete. So, of course, the system of health and mental health is on its knees. We are creatures of wilderness. We need to breathe like animals, run like animals. We need to be afraid and excited as animals. We need our wilderness to be. So all has come in the mind. I have my beautiful books until I want to. They represent the multiverse, and I will get my library better and better to have the characters that I love to play with. There are logos. There is magic in the words, the meanings. But there are textures over it also. There are reciprocal stories that linger, a science to bending with one another. And you get that through playing with other people, expanding the highness of your creativity. You might see the past of a very poor creation where humans were tied up. When you can indulge so much in the arts of one another, don't stop. You are now in monologues, following, watching, being watched, being heard, and goes on until this new dimension unleashes out any rain. It's been ignited already. So, are all the countries going to start doing their money of their tax at the same time? So, the countries that are at war will invest on future wars because Putin and China, the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, they're pending too. It's Israel. You deserve better stories to give to your people. If you could, you would. So there is no peace deal. You want a long-term investment because it's better to create industry for more weapons, arsenal. Let's have all our people working for this. So it's the best investment of all. This is what men do when they get together. It should be illegal that all these men get together. What does testosterone do all alone? I don't want to know. It's a rhetorical question. I don't want to know anymore. I'm sick and tired about it. I cannot vomit because history has been writing in that way. You have that job. You can suck each other like if you are the last lollipop in the world for the position you have. So where are the presidents of Europe talking with Putin for peace? And we need to see those in jail, but you need good judge for that. Good judge. Good judge. The royal family has gone through too much just because of a few. That is not a story in the papers to keep the propaganda. You think that you're going to, okay, let's give them the story so they can read the horrors. We don't want the people to read these horrors. The judges would think. They will, oh, you could have put them in jail like judges are supposed to do. It was a good idea until people started to know what was happening behind. So, how could you replace this guy who put all these people together? Hmm? Every generation has been people putting people together by one order or another, or the same order, the same people, more or less. Yes? Nothing new. You want to think with your dicks? Okay, get your hand on. Let's think with our dicks. Let's hold dick to dick. I don't know what kind of codes should we do now. Oh, what do you think? A world where we can torture men. Not every man. Those, I don't know. It's not my gig really. It's it's what health is created through so much. And the demons love their hatred. They love their pain. They love making people suffer, being in control of suffering. And what people would say if they find out. Can you imagine that they can return to life to do it again? They really believe in fucking a hole that's smaller and a new one and another until it's death. And let others clean it. I've been having nightmares of being involved with murders and being afraid of what my beloved Anis would think if he found all this blood, but it was not me, but it was going to be okay. I didn't do it. He will work for the benefit of this. All these murders. It seems like a pattern that is being so embedded in this course of life. We really need to disconnect from the United States until it has pork all that. I mean, it is a good story. You really believe that Erica Kirk would confess what she was put to do, but she didn't know it was going to be like that. She thought they were going to shoot him as they shot Trump in the ear just to calm him down. I don't know how much loyalty you have to your own demise in those beliefs you create yourself. When you have new stories, you can come out triumphant as Pegasus and the sword of fire, with fire in your eyes. Creating a better story. For a better story, you need the answer. You need the solution. You need what comes out of this tragedy. Medusa was innocent. That's the result is all this. Um, when a god becomes an avatar, it's because you cannot do such a things as a god. You cannot do such a things as a victim either. So there you go. Okay, it's good time to go. Bye bye. Enjoy life.